But another thing that hurts is that people can think just because they do a lot for you or they do certain things for you that you could just treat them like fucked up in ways. And that's not cool. Because my thing is give respect to earn respect. That's the thing about it. And then um, people be like, well, I done this, and this for you, and you treat me like this, and blah blah blah. Well, think about it. Think about how you treated other people. Like when you tell people that, oh well, you don't know this person, you don't know this person. Why do you care? Why are you worried about stalking my page? Worrying about what I'm doing with my life, with my social life, who I'm adding on my social media, who I'm texting on my phone, who I'm talking to, who I'm sending a card for, because then you want to run and then you want to go talk about it, and then you're worried about who I'm becoming friends with, who I'm talking to. Why? Why? Oh yeah, I know why. Because you're miserable and all you want is attention. That's basically all what you want. Cause you like that. Because you like the attention. And you could just be a girl minding your business and doing whatever, and then people gonna call you disgusting because why? Because you're human. Because you make mistakes. Because you do stuff. You do stuff on a daily basis that people consider disgusting. Hmm. I wonder why. And then you wonder why people don't want to come around that person because all that person does is just be mean to people. And at the end of the day, nobody's mean to nobody. I mean, and then that's when accountability comes in because you don't want the accountability because you don't want to admit that you're wrong. You just always want to be right about everything because you're not perfect. And just because you think you know everything, that's not right either. I mean, because and just because somebody tells you no, you're supposed to just deal with it. But if you tell somebody else no, then it's almost like, well, why can't they do this? Why can't they do that? Why can't they do this? But you want to sit here and tell me no because I wanted to do something. So you want to sit here and tell me no? And you want to sit there and try to beg me to do stuff that you want, but you can't do stuff that I want? No. That's selfishness. And then you want to break promises to people acting like, "Oh, well, I can't come through to you." No, you just don't want to be around that person. You just don't want to be around that person because you think that person's disgusting, and that's literally all you talk about because you want people to hate that person because you don't like that person because you're angry with yourself. You're too busy being jealous with that person because you sit there and you think, "Oh, that person just gets everything she wants." No, that's not true. Nobody can get everything that they want. But yeah, you want to sit there and you want to judge them and you want to call them disgusting and you want to run away from them when they come around because you don't want them hanging out with your friends because you feel like that's the most illegal thing for you to do. No, that's called being a bully. That's called you not wanting that person around because you think they're just annoying as fuck, and they're not. Because this is how I look at it. Some people that like to call people annoying, there has to be a good reason why they're doing that. It could be how that person is, or it could be because maybe that person's not getting enough attention that person needs. Or, that person could be a loner and just wants somebody to talk to, somebody to have fun with, somebody to, hang out with. But it's just the fact that you don't want to be that person, and you don't want to think like that because you're too busy thinking that that person's annoying and that person is so rude and disrespectful. What about you? Respect goes both ways. It just don't go one way. It's like it's like saying, "Oh, I'm disrespectful, but I see you being disrespectful." It goes both ways. And even with playing and joking, it's like, "Oh, so you can play with me, but when I play with you, it's like you want to get mad and throw a fit? Really? No." So, yeah, that's my point of view about Black History Month, because for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to like fight for what he did for us, that's a good thing to fight for. But then again, there's also pros and cons to that too. And I'm not being a racist. No, 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 not doing that. Not being a racist. But the one thing I will say is that, you know, sometimes it feels like it's the other way around, and it feels like just because of the color of our skin we get judged and stuff like that. And I don't like that, because there's nothing wrong with an interracial couple. There's nothing wrong with you know Puerto Rican dating somebody black, or dating somebody vanilla, or stuff like that. And I just hate that we live in a world where so much racism is just crazy. But you know sometimes we gotta go through it. I mean, I know I've been through racism before, and it has, like I said, pros and cons. But I will tell you this one story, and then I'm gonna go. So I was in kindergarten. And I actually remember this. I don't know why I remember this, but yeah, I was in kindergarten, and there was this girl who I was like really, really wanting to be friends with, and and we were having snack time. So I asked her. I was like, "Hey, can I have some of your snack?" And she was like, "No, because you're not white." And I was like, "Huh?" Yeah, and then she was like, "Only white people can have some. You can't touch this. You're black, and yeah, I don't like black people." I'm like, "Excuse me?" Like, no. And just for me to witness that as a young child, like, And then she was turning like everybody against me. Like, nobody wanted to be my friend in kindergarten. Like, no, no, all because she wanted me to not be her friend. But she wanted to share her snacks with me. But when it came to her, it was a done deal. So yeah.